In this video, I'm going to give you an introduction to standard deviation. And so what the standard deviation is on average, how far does each data deviate from the mean? And so you can imagine if you playing cricket and sometime maybe your average, which is your total divided by the number of games you've played, your average is 30, but sometimes you get, if you looked at all your scores, you're getting 33, 35, 38, 40, 41, 26, 27. Your scores were kind of near the 30 mark. And so your average was 30, but your deviation from there was not too bad. You stand next to your friend whose average is also 30, but if you look at his innings, he gets 100, he gets a duck, which means 0, he gets 2, he gets 80. And so you end up at the same average, but you've deviated the one friend a lot and for you a little. And so standard deviation becomes helpful just to know that. And so if I was dating a girl, I would probably want her standard deviation of emotions to be pretty small. That means that she's pretty consistent as opposed to bouncing all over the place. And so what you do is I'm going to show you here how to enter it into your calculator to get the standard deviation, and you can see the symbols. And once we've got it, we're going to just add that standard deviation above our mean and below our mean to get what I call the legit interval. And so here's how it goes with the actual worked example. You're going to type in mode stat 1 minus var for variance. You enter in the data, so all these numbers here you're going to enter in and then press the dreaded AC, which clears everything, but it's stored in your calculator. Then to use the information, you press Shift and 1 and you choose the option variance, var, and if you press this symbol, it's the mean. And so when we press that, we got 16,57. You could have just added up the information on normal calculator mode and divided by 7. Then you can do that same thing, Shift 1 variance, and choose the little pig's tail and X, which means standard deviation, and that gives you your answer. And then, like I said, a typical question would say how many data fall within one standard deviation, and so you take your mean and you add the standard deviation and you minus it. If they said 2 standard deviations, you just double this answer and plus it and minus it. What I have here from 9.46 to 23.68 is my legit interval. That's where data does fall within one standard deviation. And so I just go up to my data and I say which is between there. 7 is not, it's just below this. 10 is inside, 11 is inside, 15, 23. Once I get to 24, I've got just outside my legit interval. So it was only those 4 data. So 4 data are within one standard deviation. Then if per chance they ask you for variance, that's simply the standard deviation squared. I take my answer here and I would square it. So it would be 49 point something. Last tiny little concept to squeeze in here is a frequency polygon. You just make bars for all the frequencies that you have, and then you put a dot in the midpoint of all your bars, and you join those midpoints and you ground it to the imaginary first interval and you ground it to the imaginary last interval, and that's how you get a frequency polygon. I hope that this video is helpful just as an introduction to standard deviation, which is a really common question in a grade 11 paper. If you did, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Thanks.